Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
Cody is mine. The dog with the black on, that's his play date. The black.
A play date?
This is the plaintiff, Anthony Pickney. He says the defendant watched his dog while he was in jail. And when he got out and went to the defendant's house to get the dog back, she refused to turn him over. The woman has stolen his pooch. He doesn't know what to do about it and has no other choice but to sue her for the value of his beloved dog, which is $4,000. This is the defendant, Ella Alexander. She says the plaintiff doesn't even own Cody, the dog in question. Yep, he stole the thing, and she has permission from the rightful owner to care for Cody and has legal custody of him. The plaintiff has since threatened to kill her and her family, and this menace to society needs to be told by the judge to lay off. She's accused of being doggone stubborn.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
People's Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian now presiding. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Anthony
ma'am.
Pickney,
Yes,
you
Your
are
Honor.
suing Ella Alexander for $4,000, $2,000 of it the value of a dog, and $2,000 the value of your time to try to get the dog back. Tell me what's going on.
What happened, Your Honor, in April, I had rented a room to a gentleman, one of my neighbor's friend, and I no longer wanted him there, so I tried to have him removed, and he called the cops and had me arrested. So when I got arrested...
What did he have you arrested for? Because trying to get somebody to move doesn't get you
No,
arrested.
he got me arrested for assault. Yeah, but I did
What
not
does he
touch-
say you did?
He said that I hit him once in the
Okay.
face. So they arrested me, and I did 7 days on Rikers Island.
All right, and why are you telling me this?
Because that's how she got possession of the dog, because I asked her to go get Cody because I had nobody to go get the dog. So she went.
Okay, and what kind of dog is Cody?
Cody's a Siberian Husky.
Can I see, do you have a picture?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
He's the one on my right.
okay. Oh, two Siberian Huskies. One of them appears to have glasses on. Actually, just has like black underneath it.
That's his
All
play date.
So who is the other dog?
That's mine. That's mine.
That one's yours, and
Right.
and what's Cody?
Cody is mine. The dog with the black on, that's his play date. The black.
A play date.
Yes.
Oh, so okay, but is that play date your dog? No.
No.
Okay, it's somebody else's dog, and you just took the picture with the two Siberian Huskies.
That's correct.
All right, and so is Cody your dog?
I assume responsibility of Cody because the original owner gave me Cody, and then she just stopped. She just abandoned Cody, so I've been having Cody.
How
for
long ago did the original owner give you Cody?
October 2011.
How long were you supposed to have Cody?
I was supposed to only keep Cody for like 3 months, but she never came back to get Cody.
Why did she have to give you Cody?
Because she had got divorced from her husband, and her mother-in-law didn't want her in a home, so she had no home, so she had no place to take care of Cody, so that's why I offered to.
So you got the dog what month and year again?
Roughly October 2011.
And according to you, she was supposed to pick up the dog in 3 months, didn't,
Right.
And so it's been your dog ever since.
That's correct.
And then how do you know her?
She was my spiritual advisor at my church.
Okay. And then so you ask her, can you get my dog?
Right.
And then she gets your dog, and then what happens?
I was in transition from finding one apartment to another because the police told me I could not go back to my home to get my stuff. And
Oh, so you then had her taking care of the dog, and how long did that go on for?
Well, it was supposedly gone for 2 months, but when at the end of the 2 months, when I went back to get my dog, that's when she didn't want to give me my dog back.
And what reason did she give you for not giving you the dog back?
She says because somebody said it was stolen and she had fell in love with the dog.
It was, she fell in love with a stolen dog. Okay, what's going on?
Well, actually, the dog is not his. I met Mr. Pickney in church, and he had got arrested. And he called me around midnight. He said, look, the cops are at my house. He said, could you please call the deacon, which was his mentor at the church? And he said, ask him to go get the dog and call pastor and let him know what happened. So I did exactly what he asked me to do. And 3 days later, me and the deacon went and picked up the dog. Because he asked me to go with him.
What did the dog do for the 3 days?
He said that his roommate was there. And the way he got arrested, well, both of them actually got arrested, according to him. Because he said he cut himself and told him that the guy had cut him. That's how he got the roommate arrested. So we didn't want to... Yeah.
No, I didn't know what you said. What?
There was a restraining order. He wasn't supposed to be in the house at all.
Who's the roommate?
I don't know who the roommate is.
There's a restraining order. He's not supposed to be in that apartment?
Yes.
Who's not supposed to be there?
Mr. Pickney.
And then what happened?
What happened was, since he didn't have a place to stay, I said, I will watch him because instead of you dragging the dog out in the street, the dog is fine in the house and he's safe. And at least he gets to eat. And there was no time limit on how long.
Okay, but was he supposed to get the dog back?
He was supposed to.
And then what happened?
I went to church because he would come by and he'll just drag the dog back and forth. And I would tell him, leave the dog because the dog is injured.
Wait, I don't know what you're saying. You mean before you got the dog?
After I got the dog.
He would go...
He would come and take the dog for walks.
Oh, for walks?
Yes.
Okay.
And I would tell him...
Is that what you call dragging the dog back and forth?
Well, when he dragged him back and forth, the dog would come back limping. I don't know what he did to the dog. I have no idea what he would do to the dog, and the dog paw was actually bleeding. So I told him to leave him at the house, and he wouldn't listen. So a mutual friend of ours, I spoke to her, and I said, what's going on with Anthony? And she told me, she said, it's a big issue behind the dog. And I said, what's going on with the dog? She said, this lady been calling my house regarding her dog. And I said, what lady? She said, the lady that Anthony got the dog from. So when I told her, I said, if you could get in touch with the lady, have her to call me.
Did the lady call you?
Yes, she did.
Do you have an affidavit from her? And what's her story? She says what? That's my dog?
It's her dog. Her husband brought her the dog. They did not divorce. Her husband was killed by the hospital.
Killed by the hospital?
Yes, that's how he ended up with the dog.
Okay, I assume you mean a wrongful death, that it was medical malpractice?
Yes.
And so that's how Anthony ended up with the dog? How did you know the original owner of the dog?
She was a friend of mine. I've been known for 12 years.
All right, so now according to you, she says that's still my dog, he's just taking care of her?
Yes, and she said that she was paying him money to take care of the dog. During the time that he had the dog, she said he was asking for more money. And that's when she had stopped sending money for the dog.
Apparently you have a series of emails between him and her. Can I have all of those?
Yes.
Are these emails or texts?
They were text messages, but she had to send them to her email.
Through email.
I think it starts like on the 3rd page.
What's this text? I don't give a blank what you do. In 30 minutes, my money better be there. Tired of this blank. Don't try me. I lose, you lose. What's that?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Leven here. So what do you do if you have to give your dog to somebody for a period of time, whether it's jail or a hospital or whatever, because they're going to fall in love with the dog and they're not going to want to give the dog back? What do you do to protect yourself?
I think you just accept the fact that the dog's no longer going to be your dog.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not fair to give your dog away for that long and expect it back.
Interesting. What do you think?
I actually really agree with that statement. And I'm not quite sure where the law is concerned if you can protect yourself in that arena. So yeah, I say let him have it.
I'm shocked at this. What do you think?
I agree with them.
Wow.
Completely.
I'm shocked. You guys would all say, hey, you give the dog up. Wow. Going inside the courtroom.
That's when I was upset at her because I kept asking her to. The agreement was she was supposed to originally send me $300 a month for Cody's dog food and his expenses to take care of Cody.
Oh.
So we had that agreement, and then she just stopped. And now I was putting my money out of my own pocket to take care of somebody else's dog. So that's why, after she didn't want to take care of the dog, I said I will assume responsibility. So that's how the $300 a month.
Yeah, but when you're telling her, I don't have time for your lies. For 15 months, I help you, and now it's time to recover all my losses. You will be disappointed on Saturday. Why? Because she said she was going to pick him up on Saturday?
Yes.
I wanted my money you owed me for over a year for taking care of him, which we agreed upon. That doesn't sound like you've assumed responsibility of the dog. It sounds like you're holding the dog hostage to the money you feel she owes you. We agreed upon $300, but you only gave up half. I will be there Saturday to pick up Cody. Cody is not for sale. I own him, she's telling you. Don't waste your time. You are full of blank. I just made the call. Enjoy your new life. Bye. He will be in a good home. What's all this stuff?
Well, because several times over the last 2 years, she would tell me she was coming to see Cody or coming to New York to be with Cody, and it would all been lies. She kept telling me it over and over. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, but it never happens. That's why I mentioned.
But all I'm seeing is evidence of her trying to get the dog, and you saying, "I gave you a chance to pay me the money. You didn't. Now the new owner's picking him up. I gave you a warning." And then she tries to reach whoever she thinks had the dog, and who was that?
The mutual friend at the church.
Well, there's a lot of drama going on in your church. Who's that fellow there? Is that the pastor?
No.
Because I kind of want to talk to your pastor. Did you try to get the dog away from her?
I called the police and went to our house to get the dog back.
No,
And?
he actually tried to take the dog.
How did he try to take the dog?
We was coming back from the church from
Who's
walking
we?
the dog.
It's always
Me and
the
my
church
son.
is always involved.
Me
Okay.
and my son was coming back from the church. It was an event going on, and we was walking the dog. He walked up to me, and he said, "Can I get Cody?" I said, "I can't give you Cody." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because the dog was reported stolen. The owner came up, signed the papers according to the police station, and I said, I can't give you the dog." So he
signed a paper giving you foster custody of Cody.
Yes.
While she what? It's been 2 years.
She's right now settling the case with her husband's over her husband's death.
Okay. And then she figures that she'll be able to own a home to have Cody.
She's coming to get yes.
Okay.
And
right,
he
so go.
tried to walk up and take the dog. The only reason he didn't get the dog is because of the 4 guys that were standing outside of my building. And I did ask them to call the cops, but apparently once they approached him, he just backed off. Was like, "Well, I'm going to get the cops."
I mean, what move did he make to take the physically?
Well, he grabbed the leash and then he grabbed my hand.
And then?
And when the 4 guys walked up, then he backed off.
All I wanted was my dog. That's it.
Well, that's the rub, isn't it? I need to know it's your dog.
Right.
You don't just get the dog because, in fact, the owner specifically had her sign a document saying she wouldn't have the dog within 2,500 feet from you.
Yeah, but this owner, if the dog was stolen, if I stole the dog, then she would have done a police report, and I've lived at the same address since 2000.
Police don't care about somebody putting in. I mean, I don't know whether she did or didn't. Here's this flyer. Did she put the flyer up? What did she do with? I don't even know what the lady did with that. But there's no question, based on the signed document, that she's calling you a foster parent, not the new. She doesn't give the dog to her.
Right.
She says you are the foster parent for the next 3 months because she expects her case to be over. All that is an indication that the dog was never for you, that you were taking care of the dog, and you appear to have a business dispute, which may be totally legitimate, with that dog owner. So go sue her for your money. But I'm not going to turn around and order the dog to be released to you so that you can use the dog as collateral on your business disagreement with the other lady.
But you know,
in this case, I am not going to order her to pay you the value of a dog that's yours because I don't think that dog's yours. I think maybe you're owed your money from that other lady, but that's another case for another judge. And I'm certainly not going to order her to pay you another $2,000. The time that you took from work to go get a dog that doesn't belong to you, that you have no right to take. My verdict is for the defendant.
Well, Judge Milian says that is not your dog. You do not win your case. What's your feeling here?
Well, I feel that decision was wrongly made because once I assumed responsibility of the dog, that was my dog, and you know I love my dog. He's like a child to me, so I felt it was wrong.
What about all the proof on her side claiming that proves that she has custody
legal custody of the
Yeah,
dog.
but all this was done after I filed the civil suit. Afterwards.
So what are you going to do now? You just got to move on and leave Cody behind?
Yes, I have no choice now.
Yeah. All right. All right, so you just head right down this way without Cody, and you come on in here with Cody. You satisfied how this comes out?
Yes, I'm very satisfied.
Well, what's the best for Cody, you think?
I want Cody to go back to his owner.
Mm-hmm.
That was my interest coming to the court, and the judge found the ruling in our favor. So the dog would go back home, and I'm happy.
All right. What do you think, Harvey?
Okay, FYI, small claims court judges generally cannot order the return of property or a dog. All they can do is award money. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samara Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samara Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samara. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samara Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
This is the plaintiff, Joseph LaPiana. He says the defendants rented a home he owned and moved out a short time later after a torrential rain flooded the place. He was all set to have his contractor make the necessary repairs, but the defendants opted on moving out, so he let them out of their lease. Problem is, they wrecked the place, ruined the rugs, and banged up all the walls. He kept their security for the repairs, but they also owe him for 19 days' rent. So he's suing for $1,501.61, the money he's owed. These are the defendants, Ian and Megan. Ian says the house had a very big mold problem, so they brought in a mold specialist and were told the house was unsafe to live in, and he deemed the house uninhabitable. The grouchy plaintiff refused to look at the mold report. His daughter developed breathing problems, so they hightailed it out of there. Now the plaintiff is suing them? Ha! We'll see who's owed money. They're accused of house wrecking. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $4,803.49. For all, they're out.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff rented a home to the defendants, but they bailed after a rainstorm flooded it. He says they damaged the house, but the defendants say the house had a big mold problem. It's the case of you break the mold.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Joseph LaPiana, you are suing Ian and Megan. You've asked us not to refer to your last name, so we'll respect that. Your former tenants for $1,501.61. Rent for 19 days they stayed there and didn't pay for. You have a counterclaim against them for $4,803.49 for costs associated with having to move because, according to you, the place was infested with mold. Okay. Let me reverse. Normally, I hear from the plaintiff because you're the one bringing the lawsuit, but I fully understand your lawsuit. They were there. They didn't pay rent. It's their defense that's kind of the meat and potatoes, and then I'll go to you. Let's hear from you. What's the deal? Why weren't you paying rent?
Okay, so we moved in March. March 18th, we were looking at the place, and initially from the outside, it looked like a lot of the other houses in the area was kind of run down on the outside. But we walked in, and we were very impressed by how the inside looked. It had new flooring, new crown molding, he was working on new carpeting. The kitchen was all redone, so we were very impressed by what he was doing with the house. We walked down in the basement. We saw some water damage, and we asked him.
Did you notice mold in there?
There was no mold when we did the walkthrough.
Okay.
And so we pointed out the water damage and said once he finishes the upstairs, his plan was to do the basement a month or two after we moved in. So we moved in, and I'll pass it over to my wife.
Go ahead.
So it had been raining over time, and we had noticed that some water was collecting in the basement. And on April 21st, I notified the plaintiff that there was mold.
You had moved in on what day?
March 29th.
And how did you first notice the mold?
I was downstairs doing laundry, and all of the walls in all of the rooms had this white fuzzy stuff on the walls. And I notified the plaintiff, and he said to open the windows in the basement because the air killed mold. And I said, well, I think it's a little bit more of an issue than you realize.
Did you send him pictures?
I didn't send him pictures. He's over at the property quite frequently, and I showed it to him. He suggested that I clean the walls off. I said I would do it one time, and if it came back, I would let him know.
Right.
We notified him. Then again in May, it was coming back with a vengeance. It had not only gone onto the walls.
Yeah, because now you made it mad.
Not only was it on the walls, it was also on the ceiling, and it had grown nearly 6 feet on the ceiling in the basement.
Do you have pictures?
We do. They're on digitally.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah. Initially, this is how most of the basement started to look. And we had
mold climbing the wood paneling.
Yes. So in any case, that's next to my washing machine.
Is that behind the washing machine?
Yes.
And what, if anything, had he done to rectify it?
He brought a dehumidifier in May, and then his handyman contractor informed him that that was actually going to aid the growth of the mold, and he took that away. That's just what.
Well, you eventually hire a mold expert.
We did.
Did they say that a dehumidifier would aid in the growth of the mold?
They said it would prohibit the mold growth.
Oh, okay. All right. I just want to make sure I haven't been misinformed for 52 years. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go on.
That is the 6-foot span of mold that grew within 2 weeks on the ceiling, and it just continued to grow.
When did you have the mold experts in there?
June 3rd. Because
and this, they said, was toxic mold.
Yes.
What's the difference between toxic mold and non-toxic mold?
There are just some general molds, like your bathroom mold common. This is a mold called...
What do you mean my bathroom mold?
No, no.
Go ahead.
Yeah. This is a toxic black mold called Stachybotrys, and it's known to cause brain damage and breathing problems. And my daughter actually had severe asthma while in the home.
Do you have medical proof of that?
We do.
May I see it?
Yeah. She had actually gone into an asthmatic spell where she stopped breathing in the home and was on breathing treatments every 4 hours.
Why didn't you get out of there? Did you, I mean...
We looked for a home as fast as possible. That day that she stopped breathing, we did vacate to a hotel.
No, I mean, like, stop breathing, exactly. That's it. So you did?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yes.
That's just, okay.
Yeah.
And you didn't come back?
No. We moved in with my mother-in-law.
Did she have asthma already?
No. And in fact, once we vacated the premises, within 6 days, the asthma stopped.
When you present him with the mold report, it's what? It's early June.
June 3rd.
And what are you asking him to do? I want you to properly address this?
Yes.
You weren't asking to move out at that point?
No, well, the mold report did say that we had to vacate the premises for it to be properly repaired.
Okay. Now stop a second and let me hear from you.
Okay.
Where do we begin?
Let's
it's
start
kind of
from,
nasty looking, right?
Yeah. Well, let's go piece by piece. I want to deconstruct this so you understand this. Okay. I addressed it as quickly as I can. Okay. Megan,
hold on a second. She says that you address it by telling her to open up a window.
No. I responded, and I have text messages, and we can look at my phone. How I responded impeccably and timely. Now, in terms of the mold. Okay, let's be clear. That came up in June, okay? When that came up in June, that was a serious issue that I addressed. I immediately said...
Are you saying she didn't notify you in April and May?
She talked about, different things. Megan is a hypochondriac, okay?
The medical evidence that her daughter had asthma.
No, I could poke holes through everything that she said.
Why don't you poke holes through this?
Okay. Well, listen, I'm not a doctor, but what I will say is that I'm an honorable person. I respond to everything. If there was a true health crisis there, I'd be all over it, okay?
So you say you have text. Do you have texts or emails where you're notifying him of the issues or certified letters? Remember those? Remember certified letters? Something to show when the notice...
I did have a text message on my phone.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have your phone here?
It ran out of battery.
Okay, I can respond.
Do you have text messages?
Yes, I have text messages.
The first text message was...
the first text message was when?
Was sent on April 21st.
Okay, let me see the text messages between you.
I'll look for it, but The thing
No,
is...
now look
Yeah,
for it. I want to see
that's
when...
fine.
And you don't have a way to prove when was the first time?
Unfortunately, I don't. My phone, like I said.
That's unfortunate. Didn't you think that might be proof?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you should have charged your phone. April 21st, I think there's mold issue in the laundry room. I meant to address this yesterday with you. There is something growing on the walls. They need to be treated somehow with bleach water or something. In New York City today, I will look into this week. Mold forms with heat. Keep cool, open, all windows, fresh air kills it. I will do it this time. If it keeps up, we have to find another solution. Okay, so it sounds like in April is when you addressed it, and in June it has come back. This is the next time in the text. There are large patches of dark black mold beginning to form on the ceiling portions of the ceiling in the basement in several places. I grew up on the East Coast. This is way beyond the normal scope of basement mold. Then he responds, I can have Charlie make a recommendation for a fix. Who's Charlie?
My contractor.
Okay.
His contractor.
And did Charlie go?
Charlie did come.
And then?
And he said that the whole entire basement needed gutted. He said it would take some time to get that done, and he was going to bring it. I said, well, how are you going to gut it? There's no doors or anything down there. And he said, we'll have to bring it up through the basement.
Okay.
And I said, into the main living space. And he said, yeah, well, that's how we're going to have to do it. And he said, I just put these new windows in, which are down there. He said, I can't really remove those. And I said, fine. I said, but I'm not sure I'm okay with it coming into the main part of the house. And at that point, my husband, when he came home from work, my husband and I talked, and we ordered the mold inspection report that evening. It says that the occupants shouldn't be permitted in the affected areas for the duration of the bioremediation. During the remediation, all workers must use full respirators, disposable Tyvek coveralls, rubber gloves, because the black mold is very dangerous.
Okay, so talk to me, go ahead.
What happened was black mold appeared in the ceiling. It was never there, okay? It appeared, and that's when the alarm bells went off. I responded swiftly and appropriately.
And said what?
And said, it will be...
How will it be eradicated?
I will have a contractor immediately come in there, look at it, because...
And he did.
Immediately.
The contractor came in and said...
The contractor came in.
And said, I have to rip all this stuff out, and there's no way out, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up the stairs.
No, the contractor never said that. She said that. I don't understand where she got that information. It was coming through the house. That's not how... There were like 9 windows down there. All the material, it's all been removed. Everything is fixed. It's all gone. Everything is gone. Every stud, everything.
Do you have a receipt or an invoice for that work?
You have the evidence of the receipt.
Okay.
From the contractor.
Okay, this was done August 9th?
Mm-hmm.
You guys moved out in July. Tell me how it leads to the decision that they'll just move out.
So if you lived in a house and there was some kind of a mold problem in there, would you bail automatically or would you stick it out?
I would stick it out. I would first talk to the landlord, tell him what the issues were, and say, how are you going to fix it?
You're nodding.
Yeah, I mean, if I already invested money into this place, and I'm a young guy, so the mold's gonna take a while to process through my body. So, I'm gonna stick around for as long as I can. Then you sue like...
You know what the problem is? I fear you're serious.
Yeah, I'm definitely serious.
I know, I fear for you. Wow, going inside the courtroom.
What had occurred is when Megan said to me she wanted it taken care of, I said, I will eradicate it immediately. I will have my contractor in there to start immediately. She said, no, unacceptable. Here's the way it has to be done.
And what does she say?
And she said, you have to do it this way with these people. And I said, Megan.
Meaning she wanted you to use her contractor?
She bullied me into using her contractor, right?
And she didn't bully you into using it because you said no.
Well, I said no at that point, and I said, I will eradicate it. And then we were at a stalemate, and I said, Megan, respectfully, if this isn't good enough for you, I will relieve you of your obligation in the lease. Is that okay with you? And she said, yes. And I said, you can go as soon as you want. We can work this out. However, we worked it out. We have emails saying how we worked it out.
Do you have the email?
Right here. Number 1. Let's see. Here. Can you hand this to him?
Yes. Dear Megan and Ian, after our conversation Friday, June 7th, I offered to relieve you from your 2-year lease obligation with me. You have accepted and will be moving out on July 15th. On July 15th, I will inspect the house, and assuming there is no damage to anything, I will return your $306.27. Was there any damage?
Yes.
What was the damage?
The house was left in a mess.
I've seen
Okay.
pictures of the house. It wouldn't
No,
look
the upstairs.
Show
Your
me
Honor.
pictures of what was left in a mess.
Your Honor, will you
Show me
look-
pictures of what was left in a mess.
Okay, I do not have this.
Okay, then
Okay,
how are you going to
but
prove it was
just-
left in a mess? She's got
Okay.
pictures of it looking impeccable. What do you mean? I mean, I know that she could just take pictures of what she wants, but then your side's supposed to show me pictures of the mess. It looks impeccable. So how is it left in a mess? You can't just nab their 306 that way.
Okay, the house was brand new when they came in. 3.5 months later, there were spots on the carpet.
Show me pictures. Show me proof.
Okay.
Hui. Okay, folks, here's how I see it. First of all, this is not a case where you've been screaming at him for 2 months and living under agony for 2 months and the guy's been ignoring you for 2 months. I don't think that that's the situation. I think he was a very responsive landlord. Right. The problem doesn't surface again until the beginning of June, just like he said. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not a problem. That doesn't mean it's not a problem that makes everybody panic. Mold is mold. But they have documented medical proof that the kid was actually going through asthma over it. That's different. I'm not messing around anymore once that happens. Once that happens, I'm out. I'm out, and the fact that I'm out is not my fault that I'm out. I'm out, and if I incur some costs, it's on you. Now, some of these I agree with, and some of these I don't. And I'll tell you what I agree with and what I don't. I agree with you with the mold inspection report, because I think that that's important. I don't think you can skimp on that. And I understand that a landlord might say, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, but you don't want to don't worry about it. You want to worry about it. And you had a reason to worry about it because look what happened to your daughter. So I agree with you on the mold inspection. I agree with you on the security deposit because he's not able to prove that there's any damage. I agree with you on the moving truck because this is an extra move that you weren't counting on. And I agree with you that the inhabitability of the basement allows you some kind of rebate. Not full ride like you're suing for. You want a full ride in June, you want a full ride in July. That's not how it's going to be. So when I take into account the number of days that you were there in July, and I take into account the expenses that we've already gone over, and I subtract those figures, I do end up with a net judgment in your favor in the amount of $750. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Well, let's see what the plaintiff, the landlord, thinks about this award.
Well, I'm a little disappointed with the result are here. I thought if anything, it should have been a wash. They shouldn't have gotten anything. So she made a case of it, and she made an obvious case here, and that's what was that.
All right. Documents are waiting for you right around the corner this way.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. So step on in here. You sued for a lot more than you got. What do you? It's okay.
Yeah, I think it was fair. I mean, the landlord, he wasn't a irresponsible landlord in many cases, but the house was not habitable or safe for my child. So I understand what she was saying about not being entitled to
We
everything.
thought he was a good person. He just ran out of funds and couldn't take care of the house properly.
Okay. All right. Over to Harvey.
Okay, so there's this thing called a warranty of habitability. It's implied in every lease. It doesn't have to be written out. What it means is that you have a right to live in reasonable health and safety. And if there's a breach of your health or safety, you can bail and you can get your security deposit back. And if there's significant mold, that qualifies. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Introducing the perfect companion to your morning listening routine. AG1's clinically backed formula is now flavor-packed with 3 new delicious flavors: tropical, berry, and citrus. Start the day on a high note with probiotics that taste like the tropics. Mix it up with micronutrients that taste like berry or citrus. And take it all the way back with the classic, AG1 Original, with notes of pineapple and vanilla. Do your health a flavor, or 4, with AG1 Next Gen, the daily health drink. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
This is the plaintiff, Tiara Blizzard. She says she bought a car from the defendant. He told her it was in great shape, and then 3 days later, the engine seized up. He offered to take the car back and give her another, but before she agreed, she told him she wanted to take it to her mechanic. Her mechanic told her there were lots of problems with the second car, too, so she asked for her money back. Obviously, he hasn't given it to her, so here they are. She's suing for $2,565, the amount owed. This is the defendant, Rick Petro. He says the plaintiff bought a 2000 Chevy Impala from him with only 60,000 miles on it. He recommended she get an oil change, took it to her mechanic, and the engine blew. He can't be responsible for work done on the car after he sold it. But he felt bad anyway and offered her another car. She refused his offer. Here they are. He's accused of unloading a clunker.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff bought a car from the defendant, a Chevy Impala, which, by the way, fell apart after 3 days. But the defendant says the Impala was in good shape and she probably just didn't change the oil. It's the case of you drive me crazy.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Okay, Tiara Blizzard.
Yes, ma'am.
Great name. You are suing Rick Petro for $2,565 that you say he owes you in damages for selling you a lemon. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
I met the defendant on Craigslist, and I bought this car. He assured me that nothing was wrong with the car. He said it just needed an oil change. So I took the first.
What kind of car was it?
Chevy Impala.
What year?
2000 Chevy Impala.
Okay. Do you have it tested by a mechanic before you bought it?
No.
Okay. Go on.
So I gave him, he gave me the title or whatever. I got it registered.
How much did you pay for it?
$2,000.
Okay.
And
do you have a bill of sale?
I gave that in when I got it registered.
Do you have a copy of the bill of sale?
I have evidence here, Your Honor.
You have what?
I have evidence as to what was the car sold for.
Yeah, a bill of sale.
Yes.
Are you a car dealer?
No.
How many cars do you sell a year?
3.
What do you do for a living?
General contractor.
Sold 2000 Chevy Impala on June 1st.
Your Honor.
2013 for the price of $2,000 as is.
That was signed after I towed the first car back to him.
Oh, there was no bill of sale then at the time of the sale?
Yes, I made a bill of sale for her to give to DMV that
So
they
you don't
needed.
have a copy?
No.
And you don't have a copy? Okay, so go on.
So
yeah, it might be nice to keep a copy so I can see what your contract said, but go on.
Okay,
I'll fly without it.
So 3 days later, like I said, the engine seized. I got my mechanic on the phone with him, and he told them that the oil was leaking. This was a problem prior to when I got it.
How do you know?
Because the mechanic said he's seen old oil.
Do you have something from the mechanic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so go on.
So after I got the car towed back to Mr. Rick, he got me another car 2 weeks later, and I told him, I didn't speak to him, I spoke to his wife because he told me he was too tired to speak to me, which I say he has a glass house, so I see him in the house. So he
might be too tired to speak to you, though.
Hey. So he got me this new car, and I went to the mechanic that same night, and he told me that I have a little paper written down of all the things that was wrong with it. It needed an air.
What year car was that?
That was in '99.
Oh.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it was leaking antifreeze. It needed an AC compressor. It needed a water pump, and it needed an EGR valve.
Okay. So you drove the car back, and you said, I don't want it.
I parked the car because the wife told me that they don't want me calling them that night. So I parked the car, and I called him at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning. And I told him, I don't want this car. It has so many problems. And he was like, we'll take care of it. And I have recordings of our conversation. I have about 5 conversations that we had with the defendant.
Okay, let me hear the recordings.
Is it possible that a 2000 Chevy Impala would not have problems?
No, I don't think so. That's an old car. I would say, you got to look it over before you buy it.
What do you think?
I would say you have to have someone look it over before you buy it.
Is it possible it wouldn't have problems? 2000 Chevy Impala.
I believe it would. I mean, it's a 2000. I mean, it's not like it's brand new.
It's not like it's brand new for sure, going inside the courtroom.
This is the one saying he's going to give me back my money.
Yes, hello? Yeah, I lost you there. I was trying to call you back. No, it's cool. Listen, look at it this way. Either I can have it appears down, or I'll just take the call back and give me back your money. Either or. And it can't be anytime soon because I'm not going to be around for a little bit. All right, Rich. Just give me a date and I won't call you till then. That's what I'm saying. Maybe the 7th or the 8th of July, okay? 7th or 8th of July. Okay, fine. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, so she's painting a picture rather well of you saying that you're going to give her back her money. What happens here?
Okay, what happened was this. I tried to get the money together from the previous car because the money that she gave me with the $2,000, that didn't go to me. That went to the person that I got the car from.
Are you jumping title? Like, how are you selling these cars? Is the title in your name?
No, they're not in my name.
It just gets signed over by whoever the other person was?
Yes, exactly.
And then you make a commission when you sell it?
I was made $200 on the Chevrolet.
But that's how it worked? You made a commission? Or
Yes.
you made a set fee for selling it?
No, $200.
How often do you do this? You say 3 times a year?
Yeah, 2-3 times a year. Whatever's in the neighborhood that people want to sell, they'll just give it to me. Like, Rick, can you try to sell this car for us?
Okay. So you went back to the other guy and said?
I need the money back to give back to this lady. They're like, I don't want to give her back any money.
Right. So, and your defense is?
My defense is, gave her a perfectly running car.
And she ruined
lives
it,
in-
and the other act was an act of kindness. And,
Yes.
Okay. That shouldn't be your defense. Your defense should be that it's a used car and it's sold as is. And certainly this thing that you signed says that. You say that you bought it 5 days before this was signed. But even when you don't write it down on a piece of paper, a used car sale, unless you can prove he's a dealer, which means that he sells a lot more than 3 a year. Can you prove it?
Well, I did a reverse address on him, and it did pop up that he had a body auto shop on his house property. I did a reverse
but that
address
doesn't make him an auto dealer. That makes him a body. That means he might be running an illegal business out of his house, or it means he's running a body shop out of his house. That's not the same as a dealership that sells autos. You know, people can lie and sell 10, 20 cars a year and then only tell me 3, and it's really hard for your side to prove otherwise. So there's no evidence he's a dealer. That means it's a regular person-to-person as-is sale, which means that on the Impala, he really didn't have to do anything.
But he did. He took it
the
back.
thing, where's the Impala now?
Junkyard.
Junkyard. You know, it's buyer beware in these situations. That's why what you did the second time is what you should have done the first time. You tell him, drive the car over to my mechanic, and then have the mechanic look at it before you buy it. But nobody does that because nobody wants to spend the $100 on the mechanic or whatever it costs. How much did it cost you for the 24-hour mechanic?
And it cost me $125.
Right. Nobody wants to spend the $125, so people don't do that. Instead, they end up buying a several $1,000 item and then being unhappy with it because there's too much work that needs to go into it. My hands are tied. There's nothing I can do for you. My verdict has to be for the defendant. It's a used car as-is sale. That's the law.
And so the lesson is learned here on the People's Court yet again about what as-is all about.
Yes.
Right? Did you know this before you filed this lawsuit?
No.
You know about as-is?
No.
All right, well, you know what it is now. It's as-is. Okay, so what should you have done?
Not deal with a private dealer. Go to a dealership.
Okay. And if you do buy in an as-is situation, you have a mechanic look at it?
Look at it before you purchase it.
All right. So you've learned that lesson the hard way.
Thank you.
Okay, head right down this way. That's unfortunate for her. And what is it for you?
I'm very happy with the verdict. I did give her a replacement car after the initial car didn't work out for her. Apparently the second car didn't work out either, and I'm happy what the judge had to say for the ruling.
Put yourself in her shoes. How would you feel?
Well, I would have the car checked out prior, but I did know the car was in perfect running shape. Her mechanic had something to do with it with the oil change.
All right, over to Harvey.
Okay, so we're talking about an as-is sale here, which basically means you take chances. However, there is one way of getting out of an as-is sale. If you can prove fraud, that somebody lied to you about something that was really material, then you can undo the sale. Otherwise, you're stuck.